Craig be reprimanded by the House of Representatives.
Question before the House is the recommendation to member from Lancaster, Representative Craig, be reprimanded for the body. Representative Craig is on his way. I recognize the member to speak. Oh, Representative Craig has already been recognized to come to the well to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you to the members of this body. I don't believe I can top the member from Milford's presentation. I won't attempt to. Let me just say that by not providing evidence of training to the Speaker's office, I mean no disrespect to the Speaker or to this body, I first took sexual harassment awareness training before leaving active duty in the Army in 1989. At the time, we chuckled about it because in combat arms was completely gender separated. There were no women at all in my regiment of 1,400 soldiers. But of course, now we know that it's not just male and female harassment, and at the time we thought nothing at all about making what is now seen as sexual harassment, and rightly so, of same gender to same gender. I live in Lancaster. A short day for me when I come to Concord is 10 hours. In my current job, I was able to arrange, with the gracious assistance of my boss, to work my regular full job from Friday through Monday so that I can attend here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Some days, like I suspect this very well might be, or mean 14 hours or more away from home. I'm the sole earner in my family of 3. My wife has physical limitations. I'm the cook in the family. Last night, when I got home at 7:30 at night, I prepared and made a meal for the 3 of us. So it's not disrespect. It's simply a disagreement with what can be required for positive action. Rules for our members can forbid certain conduct, and I believe they should and must forbid any sexual harassment, any racial discrimination, any form of harassment or discrimination at all, which I find personally intolerable. I do not live my life tolerating those things. I do like to live my professional job tolerating those things. I most recently terminated an employee less than a month ago for a violation of workplace rules. The conduct involved was unwanted physical contact and unwelcome remarks of a sexual nature towards another associate. I take this very seriously. So when I first had that training in 1989, I started taking it seriously when it comes to the workplace. I then went on to a career in the United States Department of Justice. I'm sure the Speaker will recall with some fondness their intolerance for such things and the mandatory training that we would have every single year for my 23-year career there. Then I started a new career. I'm a personnel and training coordinator at a large company. It's the 3rd largest in its industry in the United States. They have an absolute zero tolerance policy towards any kind of harassment, discrimination. So not only have I had such training, I teach it. I taught it on Monday. I teach it no fewer than 50 times a year. I teach it to all new associates at my location. I could provide documentation, but I'm not going to harass my Vice President of Human Relations because I'm in a sensitive position. My personnel file is kept at company headquarters instead of at our location, so I'm going to leave that where it is. If any member of this body engages in discrimination, harassment, intolerance, I will be the first to line up and call for their reprimand, censure, and if the circumstances call for it, even their removal. But short of that, I do not believe that it is constitutional, nor within the scope of the rules of this body, to require members to attend a certain event. Having read the rule, I cannot lay a finger upon the line that says it will be a 2-hour course, nor where a deadline is specified, nor what kind of training may be approved. And so I simply ask that if you feel that my spending time with my family and attending to my duties as the breadwinner in my family and taking my time to actually teach sexual harassment training merits a reprimand by this body, then please vote your conscience, as I have voted mine by declining to provide evidence of having completed such training to the body. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
I thank the member. The question before the House is the recommendation that the member from Lancaster, Representative Craig, be reprimanded. This will be a division vote unless a roll call is called for. This will be a division vote. Motion. Why does a member?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to be recognized for a motion to commit.
I've already put the question to the body. So if after this vote, if you want to come back, we're actually in the voting mode once I put, let me explain to the member in case you didn't know. Once I put the question to the body, we're now in the voting mode and we must continue through till we finish it. And I've already called this will be a division vote, and we're moving in that direction. But if a member wants to come forward after this vote, then I'll make sure to recognize you first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's why I came up before and you waved me off, but no harm, no foul.